Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Gloryfall Interactive here on Light Network, a resource for you and your worship team to become better musicians and worship leaders. Today we're working on Unfailing Love from the album Believe by Gloryfall, and it's in the key of D. We're going to give you tips on how to approach this song and use it in a time of worship.
The song starts with a G and B minor chord, and while recording I thought of using triads with open strings included in it, like this one, and then a B minor triad sounds like this. So to make that more interesting, I decided to slide before the root. Sounds like this. And then for B minor, let me play that for you. And then I included that 6 interval. Which hits the minor 7 of that B minor. To bring that to resolution, I thought of like a pedal tone kind of an idea, which leads you back to G major 7, and it sounds like this. So this is our G major 7. So to play that, all of it.
Let me talk you through some significant bass lines for the song. Starting with the intro, it's just 2 chords, G and B minor. Typically you play it like this. But for me, I chose to put some bass line transitions just to give movement to the song, played like this. The transition notes are G, played in octave. I played it sliding to the octave so that it will give the movement needed. So G, then F sharp, going to D, and then to the chord of B minor. Next thing that I want to talk about is the chordal technique that I use on verse 2 of the song, which is typically just the root note and the third note from that root note played in octave. So it's G, so the third note for that is B, but played in octave, and it will look like this. And then if it's a minor chord, if you count, for example, the B minor, counting in 3, 1, 2, 3, so that's a D chord played in octave, looks like this. So if you add it up, it will sound like this.
The Unfailing Love intro is usually a riff that is basically your B minor and A on the second version, and you're playing only your third and fifth note, which is this one. And then for the A chord is your Mi and then Do sharp. Make sure that when you're playing it, you use your thumb and pinky and position it in such a way that it's your fingers like going to hammer the notes like this. Your intro and interlude is basically a contrast of your chorus, the intro and the interlude being something like darker or warmer, and then you go into your chorus, which is something that's basically bright. Usually it's your G, G over F sharp, E minor, and then D over F sharp. But to give it a little bit more movement, I play this riff.
The song is at 132 BPM in 4/4. Let's start with the verses. Both verses have quarter notes in the kick drum, and then the hand patterns are accenting on the and of 2 and the and of 4. Slowly it sounds like this. And then for the second verse, so what you want to do is put on a metronome and make sure that you can play it at the tempo of the song. Once you've got that down, then try playing along with the tracks that you can download to experiment with possibly changing the groove. You don't have to play things the way that they were on the recording necessarily. Towards the end of the track, there's a fill-in that I'd like to look at here, and it's 2 in the bass drum, 4 in the hands, 2 in the bass drum, 4 in the hands, 2 in the bass drum, 2 in the hands, and it equals 16 total, so it's 1 bar fill-in, 16th notes. Slowly sounds like this. So again, if we put it on with the time. Now, it's one thing to learn a fill-in, and it's another thing to try to do something with it. So that particular pattern I use 6, 6, and 4, but you could also try playing 4, 6, 6, or 6, 4, 6. And I'll just play those slowly to just give you an idea. So 4, 6, 6. And then now 6, 4, 6. So when you hear a fill-in that you like, you should try to learn it, but then you should try to make it your own in some way. In so doing, you'll increase your vocabulary as you apply it to other music.
It's important to understand the background of the songs that we sing and have a biblical basis of the songs we use in a time of worship. Unfailing Love was inspired from Romans 3, 23 and 24 and Psalms 100, verse 5, which says, "The Lord is good, and His love endures forever." It's true, God's love endures forever, and no matter what you've done, no matter what you're going through, God loves you.
Your unending love favors me. In spite of what I've done, in spite of what I do, you remain the same. Your love doesn't change. My hope is in Jesus, the one who came, the one who saves is in Jesus. You understand, you walk where I am, is in Jesus. My only hope, the hope I hold is in you, and your unfailing love for me.
We hope that this has been helpful for you. Remember, as you strive towards excellence, it's not about performance, it's about worship. Make Gloryfall Interactive your resource for worship leading. You can do this by connecting with us through Facebook, facebook.com/gloryfall, or our website gloryfall.net. As an additional resource, we have play-along tracks available for you at our website, gloryfall.net. Thank you for tuning in to Gloryfall Interactive here on Light Network, working with you for excellence in worship.